Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Butterfly Buzz. We are super excited to have you. Today, our episode is very quickly and very openly what makes you smile. This episode was presented to me by a Nancy Ryer, a good friend, an incredible supporter, and ally of the Butterfly Effect Project. And as usual, we ask everyone, give us any thoughts or suggestions on what we could do or what we can talk about that means something or connects with you. And her response to me was she would love to know what makes you smile. So I want to take some time and answer that question. Each panelist that we have up today will also answer that question. For me, what makes me smile particularly was a few things and are a few things. I love a good book. I love a good Netflix and chill day. I love snuggling on my couch with my favorited Maltese, Gina. I love hanging out with friends and family. But most of all, I love being Miss Tia and having the opportunity to have front row seats to young girls and gentlemen life and being able to inspire and motivate and empower everyone I come in contact with. I think on a personal level, what makes me smile is knowing that I have an incredible family at home who supports me. And even though I may pluck their last nerves, they know that it is only because I am pushing with my heart and not my head. So I ask you all out there to take a few seconds before we move forward to ask yourself what makes you smile. I know for me, I'd rather smile than cry because you can't do both, so you have to choose one. I smiled a lot in the last couple of weeks, although you may have heard of some issues that we had at the Butterfly Effect Project. Today, I'm choosing to move forward and to smile past that. One of the things I was proud to see was the Easter egg hunt. We had an incredible Easter egg hunt for our young people this past weekend, and I have to tell you, it was phenomenal. With over 100 kids coming through our doors in the rain, looking for Easter eggs, and looking for that golden egg was not only a funny experience, but it was an experience that really pushed the forward that we are an incredible organization doing incredible things for incredible people like you and your loved ones. Another thing that made me smile is the butterflies were invited to LTV a few weeks ago to watch the Shirley Chisholm one woman show. It was a phenomenal show. Um, to be able to see one person portray multiple people in a time lapse, and she did it with such class in such a way that every experience, every person that she changed and morphed into, we actually knew who she was portraying at that moment. Me, as someone who is a fan and look up to Shirley Chisholm and actually see the movie and read a few of her stories, seeing the portrayal come to life and brought to me on a one woman show was not just something that was powerful but necessary that made me smile. A few other smiles that are happening is a few awards that I received. So I was a recipient of the NAACP award about 2 weeks ago with the ELIB branch, and I was very excited and moved for that honor. I am also the recipient of the Smile Impact Award. Again, and the award itself is the Smile Impact Award. So smiling about that one. I'm looking forward to that. And then I am an honoree of the Women in Power Women Pass the Torch ceremony, our 10 years, and I'm super excited to be an honoree of this award. Because to me, it's not an award. It is my life work, and it's something I've dedicated so much of my time to, and to be able to pay homage to young women who have done the same, has been able to create this program, and for me to pay homage to them, that is the honor in itself. So I'm really excited about that. And the last thing I want to do that and say that makes me smile is my phenomenal staff. I have a very small staff that do incredible work and do a lot of free hours of work, not because it's work to them, but for them, we're a family. This is their life. Being at the Butterfly is not just a culture, it's not just a 9 to 5, it is a lifestyle. So I want to take this moment to smile at Destiny Swan for making sure that this lifestyle continues to go and for doing all the visuals that you guys are going to see and doing a phenomenal job of orchestrating. She is not just an employee, she is family, she's a friend, she is my right hand, and she makes me smile. So, without further ado, I want to bring up our next person with our riddle of the day. Last time, you guys remember the riddle kind of had me stumped. So I want to know if our very own Genesis, or AKA Too Far, has a riddle that could stump you guys today. We'll just bring her right on up. Hi, Genesis.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm laughing because you come on here and you're laughing before you get the riddle out. Do you think the riddle was that funny today?
Not really. It's pretty just regular riddle today.
Okay, so what do you have?
Okay, so the riddle starts off as what is something that's ahead of you but you can't see?
What is something that is ahead of you, but you can't see? Is that correct?
Yes, that is.
All right. Any hints for this riddle or no?
Um, no, it's
Okay. Well, I have to ask you because I'm asking every guest today. What's something that makes you smile?
something that makes me smile is when I achieve my goals.
Can you give us a few goals that you have achieved?
Like I know this year one of my main goals was to make principals list every quarter, so that means keeping above a 95 average, and so far I have done that. So, yeah.
That is awesome. Congratulations. I know
Thanks.
that you and Gianna Miller were accepted into the Duke Medical Program. Can you please tell me a little bit about that and how that felt?
So, I'd say in February, I was invited to the National Student Leadership Conference, and it's basically just like an early pre-college program that kind of introduces kids into different careers and kind of just opens their minds to different things. And I was telling my friend Gianna about that because we're both really interested in the medical career. And so we wanted to go to Yale originally because they had a couple positions open at Yale, but it was full. So we were able to get into Duke, which is also a really amazing school. And yeah, so we're excited to go for about 8 days in July. It's in North Carolina, and yeah, we're ready.
That's awesome. I'm aware that the Butterflies fundraise and the community showed up and showed out for you ladies. I know that the funding was scarce in the beginning and you guys were almost kind of, it's a great idea, great opportunity, but we can't afford it. So what was your feeling when you realized that the community had made sure that you guys hit your goal and you were able to go on this trip and have this experience?
It made me feel very supported and made me feel that I know that people want to see me win and that people are actually like I don't know, like, it just made me feel like people wanted to see me win and it just made me feel really happy. Like
That is awesome. And I think that's a really important story. And I have to ask you, um, tell me a little about your journey in the Butterfly Effect Project world. Like, what chapter are you in? How long? Like, what are you learning from this organization?
so I was an original butterfly. I've been here since the program started. I'm in the Riverhead chapter. I used to be in every single chapter, like the yeah, I used to yeah. But now I'm just in the Riverhead chapter and it's really fun. I learn a lot. I like to connect with everybody that's there, see everybody, participate in everything. It's really fun and you learn new things every time. So yeah.
All right. Well, Gigi, again, before you actually leave, can you just one more time repeat to us your riddle, and then we'll say goodbye until you present the answer.
Yeah, so
Just to make sure that the people out there can see you. If I can have you just look directly into that camera and repeat that riddle nice and bold, that would be great.
yeah, so
Little eye contact with that camera.
the riddle is what so what is something
Yeah, let's get it together.
what
Take a
is
deep
something
breath.
that's ahead of you but you can't see?
You gotta say it again. I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you. You're laughing.
What is something that's ahead of you but you can't see?
Thank you so much, Genesis. Have a great one. At Butterfly, it's really important that the young people here not just have opportunities to achieve, but actually sometimes we got to kind of push them through those doors because the opportunity is only opportunity if you take the opportunity. I'm going to bring up our next person to talk about Gen ZT, our very own head junior volunteer, Alexandria, also known as On Go or Two Step. We can bring Alexandria on. Um, Hi, Alexandria. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So I wanted to have this time to talk about college. I know that you are a senior,
Yes.
and being a senior, I'm pretty sure that you all you hear is college, 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 scholarship, 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 and that must be very frustrating, draining, exciting, and overwhelming at the same time. So I wanted to just get your idea and your perspective on what that's like for the average senior in your shoes.
So I feel like in the beginning, it's definitely that point of where you're like, I just want to graduate high school and just get over it. But then as I feel like as time is coming closer and you start to actually sit down and you're about to go to college, for me, I feel like it's a exciting and it's also a nervous opportunity. But it does get very annoying when it's like every day it's the same conversation, it's the same replay of it. But I know for me in the long run, of how I'm getting set up as when I go to college, the money it's gonna when I'm done with college, that's gonna be my debt to pay. So I do know that I have to take it 100% serious because my parents ain't carrying that for a long time. It's gonna be passed on to me. So, but I feel like for a normal senior, it's definitely exciting and nerve wracking. But I know a lot of seniors definitely emphasize like they want to get it out and over with. But I'm gonna cherish these last few months of a senior that I got left.
Yeah, I think, and it's really important to hear from a perspective. I know for me, and I get front row seats to a lot of seniors, and I'm watching different seniors have different experiences, and I watch different parents play different roles in their children's lives. And for me, one of the things that if I'm being honest with you, I don't want to lose sight of is the opportunity to make sure that you are and like my children are very well equipped. And this, when I say my children, I'm not talking about like my personal kids, but the butterfly kids are very well equipped and aware. And I think that myself and Destiny, who does all the teen transitions, is someone who can attest of how important getting ready for college is. When you say that you are like, what's the overwhelming part, if you don't mind me asking?
I feel like the overwhelming part is constantly being asked the same question over and over. I feel like for me, once I have something set in motion, it's a set plan. Like it's no setback and it's no forthcomings, none of that. I just feel like that for me, my parents, and then my friends, like it's just the same question. Are you going here? Are you going here? What are you doing with this? How are you doing this? And I'm very planned out. So once it kind of gets overwhelming when it's like it's an everyday thing. It's almost like it's taking up my senior year in a way.
Okay. What have you committed to a college? Like, do you know where you're going?
Yes, I do.
How was that experience?
It was actually great. I know my dad was kind of rushing me from behind the scenes of we need to figure out where we're going so we can get this money in order. But for the most part, it was very fun, and I was happy to commit with my family around me.
Are you scared of that next chapter? Like, are you scared of that next journey? Like, I'm not sure if you're coming from a very close knit or like freedom. Like, are you afraid to go out into the world without restrictions? Like, how are you planning on handling those things?
Honestly, I'm so ready to go out in the world without restrictions. I've
You said
never,
that. You said that with your chest a little
yeah,
bit.
I've never been so ready. When I was a kid, I would go to summer camp, so I feel like this
Okay.
is definitely an experience that I've already done, and just afraid to.
So let me just touch on that with summer camp. Do you think that played a part in you wanting to go away?
I'm
Or
100% because I feel like I would be gone like 2 weeks, come back home for 3 days, go back again a week. Like my parents kicked me out a lot in the summer camps. But so for that, it was just for me, it definitely made me be more independent, rely on myself, and just kind of this is how I move when I'm out here. It also definitely made me less independent. Like it
less
made me
dependent?
less independent on my parents.
How about the butterflies? How have that? I know you've been in the program for years now. How have that like shaped your experience?
I feel like the butterfly shaped my experience because it allowed me to create and open opportunities for myself and for others. It it remolded me into the person that I am today, and it gave me a lot of advice on who I will be in my adulthood.
Now, I noticed you mentioned the college. I mean, at the college, the camp. Did they play any part on those camp expenditures, or is that something that you just went on?
I think camp gave me more so social skills and communication, participating with everyone, learning how to connect with people because everyone comes from a different experience. And I feel like when you feel that like people are like me and they're not, then you learn how to talk to people because the way you talk to others, some people can't take it or that's just not how they were spoken to. So it definitely helps me learn how to communicate and understand people.
And was that an opportunity presented from the Butterfly Effect Project?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to bring out Destiny, the teen transition specialist, because when we're talking about college, it's so important that people will realize like the differences that's happening with college. And I think Destiny gets a front row seat with these girls because she's able to kind of figure out exactly what's going on with college and exactly what they're doing or what they're not doing. So I just want to introduce Hi Destiny. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Can you give us some insight on the college experience and what you're realizing and some tips and takeaways?
Yeah, so I think the college experience is definitely different for each kid. Each person has a different goal that they want to have in the end. Some kids want to go for 2 years or 4 years. But a big part of it that I didn't really realize is the financial part. I think you really have to set yourself up because if you are going for 4 years, you have 4 years of tuition. So it might, like the first year might be easy, but you still have to set yourself up for those other 3 years. So I think it definitely is teaching me and I'm learning with the girls as we're going through it.
Thank you so much. May I ask, what makes you smile?
What makes me smile is I feel like for me, self-love, pouring into myself. I'm the type of person where I love the social life. I love having people around me, but I know I can get very overwhelmed and very overstimulated very fast. So like taking time out my day to sit in my room and sleep or just get cute and just hang out by myself. Um, a maintenance day for me, getting my nails done, my hair done, or whatever. Definitely just taking time pouring into me is what makes me happy.
Awesome. And I have to ask you, Miss Destiny, what makes you smile?
I definitely agree with Lexi with the self-maintenance. I think that definitely makes me smile. But also just being around people with good energy. I feel like if you're in a room full of energy, that's good. Or even just being home with my kids, like I feel like I definitely smile from stuff like that.
Okay, thank you, ladies, so much. Before I ask you, bid you well, Destiny, is there any tips that you can give any parents out there or any seniors for college that they should be looking out for?
I would definitely say to start looking in when your child's in 11th grade and start preparing because I feel like once it gets to 12th grade, it kind of gets real and you're trying to make fast decisions and try to so I think if you start planning in 11th grade or even if your kid is like in 5th grade and you start a trust fund for them, I just think it's definitely smart to start planning earlier than try to wait for the last minute and then your kid can't go to the school they want to go to.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies, so much. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
Yeah.
So as we are moving along, we're gonna go to our highlight of the week. Our highlights of the week are always fun because I get to live vicariously through these young people and see like what's out there, like what is out there on the East End for us to enjoy. So without further ado, let's bring out the twins. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
So if you could just take a moment to introduce yourselves and tell us where you got your name from, I would love that.
So my name is Credit Card, because um, so my name is Credit Card because like they say that my face card never declines, and
My name is Mighty Mouse because at first I can be quiet, but if you start talking to me, I could just start blabbing and blabbing and like never stop talking.
So where did you guys go? Tell me about what was your highlight?
so we went to Maine Biscuit Co. in Jamesport, and we had a very positive experience.
Awesome. What made it positive?
The vibes there, they were really like cozy. I ordered a breakfast sandwich and it was really good.
Awesome. Would you go back?
For me, yes. For me, it was definitely very welcoming. Like, it was like they were very nice. Like, they would go around and make sure you were okay. Like, say, like, for example, like, they would check up on us and say if we need anything. And as for me, I got the French toast. It was delicious and came
Awesome.
out in a timely manner.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, my last question is what makes you guys smile?
What makes me smile is music. I'm very passionate about it.
For me, it's definitely hanging out with my friends and family. Like, they're, for me, it's just like a positive experience with them. And it definitely just makes me smile and happy.
Awesome. I want to thank you guys. And listen, I think I'm gonna go try Maine Biscuit and Co.
Mhm.
I think I'll try it with you next time. Have a
Okay.
great one. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you.
No problem. So as you can tell, like it's so busy at the Butterfly World all the time as they are moving around and getting their lives together. We want to talk about entertainment though. So I'm gonna bring on Mr. Prince and he's gonna let us know about what's happening in the entertainment world. Hi Prince, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So Prince, I want to know to dive right in. Give me the entertainment of the week for you. Like give me some information. Catch me up.
Okay, so this movie just came out. I recently just watched this. Snow White, the live action remake. In the box office, there was a lot of pushback for this film due to a lot of factors, which I'm more than happy to share. One of the main ones was the casting. Personally, I've seen this actress in another film, West Side Story. I love that movie. And her voice is amazing, but people are not happy with a lot of reasons, mainly because of her race and how she stands on certain issues. One was I'm not gonna name her side, but with the Israel and Palestine conflict, and her being a Latina playing Snow White, who got her name for having a pale skin complexion. Another big one was the misrepresentation of disabled people. The seven dwarves are dwarves. They shouldn't be portrayed by CGI because the seven dwarfs, they're fictional people. People with dwarfism, they're real. I feel like they had a huge chance to really make people feel represented, and they really just skipped out on it, which made Peter Dinklage, a legendary dwarfism actor who was on Game of Thrones, comment on it.
I think he's an incredible actor. I'm very aware who he was. Your overall take on the show?
Well, my overall take, there was a lot of changes. If you watch the old film and the new film, you would see that. One of them was that the prince isn't a prince anymore. He's a thief from the forest.
Okay.
And the evil queen, her end isn't really as the movie was, but overall, I think it was a pretty great movie.
Okay. Would you rewatch it?
Maybe.
Okay. And let me ask you a question. What makes you smile?
The feeling of nostalgia.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
When you think of like a childhood memory or a certain smell brings you back to a good
Okay.
time.
So like good memories make you smile. Thank you so much, Prince. It's been a pleasure. No problem. And you know, we had got kicked back. I don't know if you guys are aware, but our dragonflies are pushing forcefully, like, hey, we want to be heard. We want to know what's happening. So we want to bring in our very own Mr. Incredible to discuss us with some dragonfly updates, some news that the dragonflies are doing. I know they're doing some incredible work, but let's hear from him himself. Hi.
Tia.
Hello, Mr. Incredible. So the floor is yours. Give us a scoop on the dragonflies. What's going on?
So what's going on with the Dragonflies right now is, I'm gonna tell you about our last meeting.
Okay.
Our last meeting, we had a quick little sit down with the ambassadors. They told us about the rules, and they told us about what we need to fix and what they need to fix. After that, we then played some games. First game, I think it was Mr. Troy. He had brung in the Connect Four. They played the Connect Four. How the Connect Four went, well, everybody know how to play Connect Four.
Yes.
So the winners go on one side, the losers go on the other side. The losers were mad. So after that, the winners, they had to verse each other. After I lost to a kid, I never knew could lose to a kid. So I lost, and that humbled me real bad. So then after that, the winner won. Mr. Troy gave $10, and Mr. Charlie gave $10. I think all the male ambassadors gave $10.
Oh, wow.
To the winner, and also Mr. Charlie actually gave a free haircut too.
So I knew that you guys were upset.
I was real mad.
Okay.
I was
okay.
mad, but you win some, you lose some.
Well, I love the idea of the men saying to you guys, hey, these are things that you can improve, but these are things that we can improve. It allows you guys to kind of speak up and have a voice and kind of reset. And it allows, especially because you're dealing with young men, it's important for you guys to know your voice counts, your voice matters. So I hope that's something that you experience and appreciate. And really quickly, like, what makes you smile?
What makes me smile is knowing that I was blessed to wake up and live another day.
Okay, thank you. So you're just smiling every day then?
Yeah, every day.
Okay, I don't want to catch a frown with that answer.
Just don't wake me up. I'm good.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Incredible.
You're welcome.
I want to hear about what Genesis has to say with the riddle of the day, because I'm curious to kind of figure out like what that weird riddle is. So if you don't mind, I can have Genesis come back up so we can kind of figure out what is this? What is this riddle that you have?
Okay, so the question was, what makes you, sorry, that's not the question. The question was, what is what's ahead of you, but you can't see? And do you have any guesses?
I'm sorry, can you restate the question? I want to feel it in my spirit.
The riddle was, what's ahead of you, but you can't see it?
What's always ahead of me?
What's something that's ahead of you, but you can't see it?
Something that's ahead of me, but I can't see it. Is it time?
No.
I said no, really harsh. Is it my future?
It is your future, actually.
You know, I like winning. Thank you, Genesis. That was a good one, probably because I won it. That's probably what made it a good one. we have so many things to get into for our next episode with our JV, especially with a pass the torch ceremony coming up. So we definitely want to be able to talk to the JVs and hear their position on that. But really quickly, because you're here with me, do you have a position on what that, like, what do you want for your next JV?
So for my next head JV, I'm looking for somebody who is really good at communication, who is level-headed, who is someone that isn't very confrontational, and somebody that won't shut you down when you try to speak up to them. So
Wow.
yeah,
So specific, like,
yeah.
okay. Well, I want to say thank you so much for your honesty. As always, your riddles are really fun. And
Thanks.
again, congratulations on all your endeavors, that you're doing a lot of good things. And I'm happy that we're here to support you. And I'm looking forward to see what comes for your future. And congratulations on passing your road test. So you're now a licensed driver.
I am.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna ask you, you can hang out for a second. I just want to give
Sure.
our commercial people something to go home with. So again, guys, we are so excited. I leave you with the question again, what makes you smile? I gave you guys a couple of reasons today, and I hope while watching this show, you had some giggles and some laughs and some smiles along the way. Just so you can know a few highlights about the organization, and just so I can answer a few questions that have been posed and asked for us about needs or things of that nature. You can find all that information on our website at bepgirls.org, or you can track us on our Facebook at BEP World, both on Instagram and Facebook. We are so excited and looking forward for the next chapter of the Butterfly Effect and Project. And I think, like any organization, we have our highs and lows, and sometimes when things happen, people tend to retreat. And I want you to know that Butterflies chose not to. And we're going to stand here and continue smiling our way through it. And we can smile a little harder, a little brighter, and those smiles can be stretched with the support of everyone out there. We're super excited and super proud. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the organization, the staff, and all of you that it encompasses, that the love and support that we got from the community is far outweighing anything negative that could have happened. And for that, we say we humbly appreciate each and every one of you. So have a great time, and I will see you next time on the Butterfly Buzz. Goodbye.